Hi students, this is the first supplementary lesson or supplementary lecture I told. As you know, there are two types of lectures I am organizing. One is a main lecture where we are discussing the major concepts, theories, derivations, everything related to one particular chapter. Then the problems which are given in the exercise and other things we are working out in the supplementary lesson. This classification has been done because once the students are thorough with the concept which are given in a chapter, it is very easy to solve the problem. So I have been doing this in once I introduce the concept, theorem, formula, etc. A minimum number of questions are solved there just to give an idea that this is how the questions the problem should be tackled. Now in order to develop further deep level of thinking and then acquiring skill in solving problem, I am taking all the exercise from 1.1 to the last exercise, and most of the questions I will be discussing here. If questions are similar, such questions will be left for homework. So this is my plan. Once again, my request is, I'm very happy that a lot of students are viewing my lesson and there is a lot of positive comment. But my request is, please subscribe if you're not subscribed, because I am putting all these lessons in a playlist so that you will not be able to miss any lessons. In case you want to once again go through the lessons, you can go to the playlist and get the lessons. So please subscribe first and then share with your friends, those who are in your own class, so that it will help the students who are seeking such guidance from this type of resources. Let me start now. The first question is this: determine whether R is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. Given set is this: A equal to 1, 2, 3 up to 14, and R is XY relation 3x minus y equal to 0. XY both should be in A. See, in any such relation, what is very important is when the relation is given in the set builder form, this you have to understand what are the rules given here. Based on that only you have to write the relation. In such finite cases, it is always better if you write this relation in roster form. So let me first write. So writing, so we shall write like this: solution, writing R in roster form. Roster form. We have this one: R equal to see first one. See, condition is now y equal to 3x actually. 3x minus y equal to 0 means y equal to 3x. Now I have to substitute x equal to, see, A contains 1, 2, 3 up to 14. So I have to substitute here. For example, when it is 1, when x is 1, y is 3. Then x is 2, y is 6. Then x is 3, y is 9. Then x is 4, y is 12. Now I cannot take x equal to 5 because 5 into 3 is 15, but 50, y equal to 15 does not belong to A. Therefore I have to stop here. So this is the given relation when we express this in roster form. Now we can very well see here, question is whether it is reflexive. So R is not reflexive, not reflexive. As for example, 1, 1 does not belong to R. This is sufficient. You need not write once again 2, 2, 3, 3, etc. Because if any one element 1, 1 is not in R, XX is not in R, then it cannot be reflexive. So this is sufficient. Next, is it symmetric? Just you can see 1, 3 is there, 3, 1 is there, 3, 1 is not there. Therefore, it cannot be symmetric. Therefore, you can write R is not symmetric. R is not symmetric because as 1, 3 belongs to R, but 3, 1 does not belong to R. Therefore, definitely it is not symmetric. Now, the next question is it transitive? So for transitive, I told always you should catch hold of two pairs such that x, y, z should be there. Then we have to check whether x, z is there. Here you see 1, 3 is there, 3, 9 is there, but 1, 9 is not there. Therefore, definitely it is not even transitive. So R is not transitive because 1 3 belongs to R and 3 9 belongs to R. 1 3 is there, 3 9 is there, but 1 9 does not belong to R. Therefore, it is not transitive. So this is an example which shows clearly a relation can be without being reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So this is the first question. So let us go to the next one. So this is the second question. See, determine whether R is, this is third question. So let me go back to second question is this. R is relation in N defined by uh, R equal to ordered pair xy such that y equal to x plus 5, but condition is that x should be less than 4. So when this type of question is given, first let us writing R in roster form, we get R equal to, see here, when x is 1, y is 6. So I can take 1 and 6. This is the first one. Then I can take x equal to 2 also. When it is 2, it is 7. Then x equal to 3 I can take. 3, it is 8. And I have to stop here because condition is x should be less than 4. Now as before, it is not reflexive because 1 1 is not there, 2 2 is not there, etc. So first one is that R is not reflexive as, for example, 1 comma 1 does not belong to R. Same reason, R is not symmetric. For example, 1 6 is there, 1 6 is there, but 6 1 is not there. But now, very important question is this: is it transitive? Yes, because you see, try to understand the definition of transitive. X, Y must be there, that is first condition, and Y, Z must be there. If these two conditions are satisfied, then what should happen? X and Z should be there. So this is the definition of transitive relation. But here, if condition itself is not there, for example, 1 6 is there, if at all I want to check whether it is transitive, there must be an element which starts with 6 and something should be there. So there is no such pair here. So this type of, we can't say that it is not transitive, therefore you have to accept it as transitive. So you have to write R is transitive. R is transitive. Sometimes, this type of transitivity is also referred to as trivial transitivity because the first condition is not satisfied. So there is no question of checking this one. We have to accept this as transitive only. So this is the one important example which shows you how to do this type of question. Next one. So third one. See, determine same thing, R reflexive symmetric transitive. So here also A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. R is the relation Y is divisible by X. So here also you can do this by two methods. Let me use the first method only, that is, let me write now, writing R in roster form. So what we get is R will be equal to, now the second element, this should be Y is divisible by X, means 1 is divisible by 1. So I have to write 1. Then 1, 2 also, because 2 is divisible by 1. Like this I can write 1, 3, then 1, 4, then 1, 5, then 1, 6. So all these numbers are divisible by 1. So we shall first complete this one. Then if you take 2, then I will write here 2 divides 2. So 2 is divisible by 2. Then 2 divides 4 also. Therefore 4 is divisible by 2. 2 divides 6 also. So this one. Then so this 2, 4 and 6. Then if you take 3, 3 divides 3, 3 divides 3 and 3 divides 6 also. Then if you take 4, 4 divides 4, that's all. Then 5 divides 5, then 6 divides 6. Then I have to close. So now you decide whether it is reflexive. Yes, because 1, 1 is there. Then here 2, 2 is there. Then here 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, then 6, 6. Therefore you can definitely say R is reflexive because 1, 1, comma 2, 2, etc. 6, 6 belong to R. Therefore, or you can also write XX belongs to R for every X belongs to A. That also you can write. Then is it symmetric? No, because 2, 4 is there, for example. 4, 2 is not there. So R is not symmetric because 2, 4 belongs to R, but 4, 2 does not belong to R. So definitely it shows it is not reflexive. Is it transitive? Check. So R is transitive, you can check. For example, you see 1, 2 is there, 2, 2 is there, 1, 2 is there, like that. Or even you can take very simple ways. 2, 2, 2 is there, 2, 4 is there, 2, 4 is there. Then like that, you check any two pairs, 2, 2, XY, YZ pair, definitely XZ is there. Therefore, definitely we can say R is transitive. R is transitive. Therefore, here it is only reflexive is correct, transitive is correct, but it is not symmetric. So this is the third question. Fourth question is determine whether it is reflexive, symmetric, transitive. Here, in such type of question, when infinite set is given, you cannot use roster form to solve this type of question. So we have to use another method. Let me tell you. So first let us write R is given to be relation set of all ordered pair xy. What is the condition? X minus y is an integer, and condition is both x and y are in z. So you can write here xy belonging to z. Now recollect the definition. What is the definition of reflexive relation? X belonging to Z, I should show that XX belongs to R. This is a starting point. Therefore, I will start now like this. Let X belong to Z. Let X be an element of Z, this Z. Then X minus X will be 0. And you know very well that 0 is an integer. Now 0 is an integer. This implies, according to this definition, x should be in R. So we have taken arbitrary element. This implies for every x belonging to R actually. R is reflexive. R is reflexive. Now let us take whether it is symmetric. So how to show symmetric? This is the definition. Xy belongs to R. What should I show is Yx also belongs to R. I have to prove. So this is the first one. Then let xy be in R. Xy be in R. This implies if xy is in R, x minus y should be integer. So this implies x minus y is an integer. Now if this is integer, x minus y, what about y minus x? So that's also integer. Y minus x is also an integer. Now this implies, see, whenever it is xy, it is x minus y. Whenever it is y minus x, what should happen? Yx. Therefore it is yx belongs to R. So which proves xy belongs to R implies yx belongs to R. This implies R is symmetric. R is symmetric. So this is the second one. Now how to establish transitivity? So for that we have to take let. What is the condition for transitive? Xy belongs to R and yz belongs to R. We have to take. Then we have to show that xz belongs to R. So now let me take, therefore let xy belong to R and yz belong to R. This implies what? This implies x minus y is an integer. This is an integer. And this implies and y minus z is an integer. Now here we have to play one small trick actually, because I want to show that x and z belongs to this one. Suppose this is an integer and this is an integer. What about the sum of two integers? That is also an integer. Therefore this implies x minus y plus y minus z is an integer. Now I can cancel y and y. This implies x minus z is an integer. If x minus z is an integer, what should happen? This implies xz should be in R. So this implies R is transitive also. Transitive also. So this is the proof. So it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So let us take the next question. So this is the next question. Determine whether R is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Here I don't think I have to solve all the questions. I will just discuss here because we have done sufficient number. See here, if you take the first one, x and y work at the same place. Now can you say xx belongs to R? Yes, because see the condition is this. First A part, R is x y such that means a person x is related to y if what? X and y work at the same place. Work at the same place, same place. So this is the condition. Now can I say let x belongs to the locality whatever, so the to x be a person in the locality, in the locality. Then you see x should be in R because x and x work at the same place. A person x works at the same place as x only. So this is obvious case actually. This implies R is reflexive. Reflexive. Second one, suppose xy belongs to R. What does it mean? X and y work at the same place, at the same place. Now this also implies y and x also works at the same place. This implies yx belongs to R. So this implies R is symmetric. Now can you say it is transitive also? Definitely, because see your argument is like this. If xy work at the same place and yz work at the same place, naturally x and y z also should work at the same place. So the third one is let xy belong to R and yz belong to R. This implies x and y work at the same place, at the same place, and y and z they also work at the same place. This implies what? X and z also work at the same place. This implies xz belongs to R. So this implies R is transitive. R is transitive. So this is a good example which shows it is both reflexive, symmetric and transitive. I don't think I have to work the second one because exactly same. Live in the same place. Instead of work at the same place, live in the same place, definitely. This three you have to do. I will just mention it is not reflexive, definitely, because a person cannot be, same person cannot be exactly 7 centimeter taller than himself. So not reflexive. Is it symmetric? No. Is it transitive? No, because suppose there are three people x, y and z. Say x is 7 centimeter taller than y is 7 centimeter taller than z means x and z, what is the difference between the height of x and z? It cannot be 7, so it is not transitive also. So this is a very good example where it shows it is not reflexive, not symmetric and not transitive. This is very simple. X is wife of y. It is not reflexive. Nobody can be a wife of himself or herself. Then it is not symmetric also. If X is wife of y, y becomes husband. So it is not, and transitive not possible. Therefore, this is once again an example which shows a relation can be neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. This you can check. So this is the actually last question in the first section. Now let us take the next question. So second question, the second main question. See, show that the relation R in the set of real numbers defined as RAB is neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. That means you have to prove this R is not reflexive first. So let us write the relation R equal to set of elements AB such that A is not equal to is less than or equal to B square. Of course, condition is the relation R in the set of real numbers. So you can write here AB belonging to R. To show that reflexive, we have to show that for every x, xx must be there. To show that it is not reflexive, it is sufficient if we just produce one element which violates reflexivity. Therefore, let me take, consider 1 by 2 belongs to R, but 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 does not belong to this R. This R means set of reals. This is relation because 1 by 2 less than 1 by 2 square is not true. 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 only. 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is less than 1 by 2 actually. So this is not reflexive. Therefore, R is not reflexive. Reflexive. Now let us take whether it is symmetric. No, R is not symmetric also. Symmetric also. How to show? So give one example. For example, 2, 3 belongs to R. As condition is this, 2 is less than 3 square. This is true. But 3, 2, 3, 2 does not belong to R. Uh, sorry, 1, 3 will take. 1, 3 belongs to R because here 1 and 3, 1 for example. So when you select the question example, you should be very careful. 1, 3, 1 definitely is less than or equal to 3 square. But 3, 1 if you take, then what happens is 3 less than 1 square is not true. Is not true. This means what? This implies R is not symmetric also. Symmetric. Now, is R transitive? You have to check whether R is transitive. So, how to check? Let say 3, I will take 3 minus 2 belongs to R, and I will take minus 2 and 1, this also belongs to R. Check whether it is correct. See, 3 is less than minus 2 square. Definitely it satisfies. Minus 2 is less than 1 square. Definitely it also satisfies. But now these two both are in R. I am repeating once again. 3 is less than or equal to 4. Correct. Because minus 2 square. Similarly here minus 2 is less than or equal to 1 square. This is also correct. But what about this one? 3 and 1 if you take, because this is xy, this is yz. If at all it is transitive, xz must be there. That means 3, 1 must be there. But this does not belong to R because 3 less than or equal to 1 square is not possible. As 3 less than or equal to 1 square is not true. This implies clearly R is not transitive. R is not transitive. Therefore, this is an example which shows R is neither reflexive nor symmetric and nor transitive. I think with this let us conclude today, because as I have already told you, my lecture will be maximum half an hour, not more than that. So it is almost time. So once again, if you have already subscribed, it is well and good. If not, please subscribe and share this with your friends so that it will be beneficial to maximum students. This is my request in all videos. I am very happy that many students are regularly going through the lesson. And one more last suggestion is, first you make the concept very clear. That means first you go through the main lessons, ML1, ML2, etc. I have been regularly uploading the lessons. Only one or two main lessons are remaining in this chapter. Then it will be also followed by supplementary lessons where I will be discussing almost all types of questions so that students should get the maximum help from these videos. Thank you. Let us meet in the next section, that is supplementary lesson 2, with more examples from this exercise and the remaining exercise. Bye.